everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 ways to get a new perspective on your drawing. So if you're ever feeling stuck or you're just not sure what to do next, but you know it still needs work, then you can try one of these tips, and I hope that they make it a little bit easier for you to continue your drawing. So first off, you can take a break. This one is the most simple, and it may be a little bit obvious, but it really does help to just step away for a couple hours or even a couple days and just to take a break from the drawing and then come back to it. And then with a fresh set of eyes, then you can notice what needs to be changed a little bit easier. And then the second way is to take your reference photo and then turn it upside down, and then take your drawing and turn it upside down too. And turning your drawing and your reference photo upside down gives you a new perspective. So it just obviously makes the drawing look different because you see things from different angles now that you're looking at it upside down, and you can see what needs to be changed. And then this last tip is for drawings that you're doing in color. So it could be a watercolor painting or a color pencil drawing. And you obviously want to be comparing your photo to the reference photo. But when making drawings as realistic as possible, we want to make sure that we have all the values correct. So one way that you can make sure that you have the values correct is to take a picture of your drawing and then turn it into a black and white photo, and then compare it to a black and white version of your reference photo. So I'll show you how I do that. So I'm going to just take a picture of this flower, and then I'm going to put it into the photos, and then I'm going to select the edit option, and then you can go down here, and when you select the saturation option, then you can drag that all the way down to 100 to completely desaturate it, and then select done. And then you can take your reference photo and do the same thing. Do that like that. And then I like to go into Canva so that I can see the two photos side by side, because obviously you have to kind of like switch between the two, and that's kind of hard to do like that. So I'm going to just move this over into Canva, and then I've selected the presentation size, so basically just like the size that you would use for a PowerPoint, and that way it's a big enough space so that I can line up the two photos side by side. So I'm going to just make them a little bit bigger and line them up together. And then you can see the two photos side by side. Usually you'll find out that things are a little bit too light. So turning your photos into black and white photos really helps to just see the difference between the values. So that is one of my favorite things to do when drawing with color pencils, is to use this trick to see which of my values I need to change, and I've just found that it makes it really helpful and helps me see which areas I need to work on to elevate the realism in my drawing. So those are my 3 tips for if you're ever stuck on one of your drawings, and I hope you found those helpful. If you did, be sure to comment below with which method was your favorite. And also, if you have any other tips that you'd like to share with others, you can drop those below in the comments. And be sure to give this video a like and subscribe so you don't miss any more. And I will see you later.